How you doing, Team Up? And welcome back to another episode of Hard News with Murdock, okay? This is me, just giving you straight news, no muss, no fuss. Less in depth than a typical Unclassified Perspective episode, but nonetheless giving you some good information here. This is also an extension of Unclassified Perspective Facebook page where I regularly post news on a daily basis to try and keep y'all up to date. With that being said, let's get into this. A couple of friends sent me this clip on social media, and I've been seeing it making its rounds, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And after the report and the news came out, I don't see anybody really doing any major follow-ups on this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the initial report, and then after that, we're going to dive into the original clip and break it all down. So with that being said, take a look for yourself.
That's my car. Why? I know my rights. Why are you taking me?
3 different eyewitnesses shared 3 different cell phone videos with Pix 11 of a police-involved shooting here on Summit Avenue and West 166th Street. You can hear the 2 shots fired by police. It was just after 7 p.m. Witnesses say police stopped a man in his 50s who they say had his arm inside a car, and they say he told police it was his car, that he was not breaking in. That's when witnesses say there was a tussle, a struggle with police as they wrestled the man to the ground and the shots were fired.
I seen a tense conversation between the police officer and that one guy, and then it was a tussle. They had him on the ground, they handcuffed him. Out of nowhere, it was shots fired. They shot him in the arm.
Okay, now that y'all up to speed on the situation, I'm going to play the original video and match it back to the report that we just seen and get y'all to understand the importance of not rushing to conclusions with very little facts on the situation, okay? Now, in the report, they say that the man was breaking into the car. Let's take a look at the video. You can clearly see that there's glass on the ground, okay? Now, in the report, you had an eyewitness say this.
I seen a tense conversation between the police officer and that one guy, and then it was a tussle. They had him on the ground, they handcuffed him.
But if you compare her recollection to the actual video, you can clearly see that his hands was not handcuffed at all, that they was having a major problem trying to detain this man. Now, the witnesses didn't mention this part, but later on, the police chief says this.
Suspect saying, I quote, "I have a gun, explicitive, die."
If you watch the original video, you can clearly hear him say, Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like things like this don't happen and that the mindset of us jumping to these conclusions isn't justified, because we all know the story of Eric Garner and Tamir Rice. Just to name a few of the atrocities that we have suffered at the hands of the people that's supposed to protect us for decades. I get it. But I don't want to see us lose power in the fight over the narrative of what's going on by us jumping to conclusions. Because every time that we get it wrong from this point on, we have these new age internet personalities and people on TV with these normalized white supremacy talking points to say, aha, look, they got it wrong. We was right all the time. And that's a slope that we can't afford to slip down, because we might not be able to climb back up from it, okay? We can't afford that. We can't give up nothing, okay? And with that, I'm going to leave it right there. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. Later.